Welcome back to Face the State on this Sunday morning. Today we are remembering Oz Griebel, the former candidate for governor who died late last month, a week after being hit by a car while jogging in Pennsylvania. Oz was loved by many. He was a fighter for Connecticut. With us now, a familiar face to longtime Channel 3 viewers, Chris Rohrs, former general manager of WFSB and a close friend of Oz Griebel. Chris, thanks for being with us today.
Good morning, Dennis. Great to be here.
And in the spirit of full disclosure, I should say that Chris was my first boss here at Channel 3 and signed my very first contract, and I think a couple of them, so I'm forever grateful to you. So, Chris, thanks so much for being with us, and my deepest condolences to you and your family. I know the Rohrs family and the Griebel family, they were neighbors. You were extremely close to him. On a personal level, what does the loss mean to you?
Well, it's shocking, first of all, with somebody with his vitality and his impact to disappear so suddenly is a shock. We were one house away neighbors for 25 years, and our two youngest kids, our daughters, were inseparable for about 10 years. So they were in our house and we were in their house. And in remembering Oz, we realized that Oz is all over our photo albums. He's in every year and so many occasions. And, they reflect just great fun times that we had together. Oz worked hard, as I think everybody knows, but he played hard too. He was great fun to be with and socially. So wonderful memories.
Yeah, he certainly went to a lot of events and he was out there on just about everything. Walk us back a little bit, because I remember I started here in 1992 and I believe he was the president of Shawmut or Bank Boston then, correct?
Yes, he moved here to run Bank Boston, and that I met him immediately as a neighbor, of course, but then through a lot of business connections. And you could tell right away he was a special guy, and he jumped in to this community with both feet and made an impact from the get-go. He had just, in addition to being a very fun and upbeat guy, he had awesome work habits. Being a neighbor, I would hear his old Ford Explorer chug down the street at 5 a.m. like clockwork every day. Now, most of us, fell back to sleep after that, but he was awesome in that regard. He was a hardworking guy. He brought it every day.
And as I recall, Hilton Catterley was also a neighbor, so that would have been a great sitcom, all three of you in the same street. But I want to ask you, too, after the banking career, he went into the Metro Hartford Alliance. He was the president of that for a long time. What is his legacy to this region?
Well, first of all, he's a cheerleader, a very effective cheerleader, but a region or a company or any group needs a cheerleader, an upbeat person with infectious enthusiasm. And he had that both in his business life and his personal life, but he was also doggedly determined. And in that kind of work, being a cheerleader and a business development guy, there's a lot of rejection, a lot of projects that don't turn out well. You can't let them get you down, and he didn't. He just kept going. He was involved with all of the corporate leadership in town, and he did a great job I think he was in that job for 17 or 18 years. That in itself is a mark of great achievement.
He never let the bad news get him down, and there was certainly a lot of it. When he started that job at the Metro Hartford Alliance, this was, I believe, the 23rd biggest metro area in the country. It's now like 32. We had the Whalers. There were downtown department stores. Things have certainly changed in the last 20 years, but he never let it get to him, did he?
No, and Dennis, one of the aspects of Oz that he was most known for around here was he was a great baseball coach. A legendary baseball coach, really. And I'm talking about Little League type young kids, girls and boys. He coached for the whole time I knew him. And he was unique in that it was all about teaching the game. The wins and losses just didn't matter yet. They were too young for him to fixate on winning and losing. He was a teacher. And these kids brought different skill levels with them to the practices and games. Some had almost no skills. But his big thing was every kid got the same amount of attention and opportunity. And he dealt with kids who just didn't have much achievement and really reinforced them. And I think that's what he did in his business career. He was a reinforcer of good things.
Toward the end of his career, briefly, he ran for governor. What did he hope to accomplish as governor if elected?
Well, Oz was a leader. You know, he was a civic leader, and he was willing to step up. He was always willing to do the work, the hard work, to participate, to show up, to be there, to work hard. But the next step is to be willing to lead. That puts you in a vulnerable position in anything. And he was willing to lead, and he saw that at the top level, he felt the state could use better leadership. And so he had the courage to step up to that challenge.
Chris Rohrs, former general manager of this television station and a longtime friend of Oz Griebel, we thank you for sharing your insight here today.
It's an honor to be here and to speak about Oz.
Great to see you, Chris. And we thank you all for watching today. Have a great Sunday, everyone. CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley is coming up next.